Welcome to my channel. Today I'm just going to talk in general, ranting about a few things in sports today. More specifically, there's two things. One of the big ones is the Mets. I think sent it in yesterday's video, or one of the videos. I can't remember, but I just basically said the Mets are losing. Is it even worthwhile? I basically was going in one of my prior videos. Basically, you know what? The Mets are sellers. The season's over. Even though I'm a diehard Mets fan, I know this is not a case. I mean, it's typical Mets. They're not gonna last. If they can, if they're not gonna make it. Honestly, it's one of those things where I don't think this is gonna be their year. It's definitely not gonna be their year. Quite honestly, let's be honest about that. But outside of that. Sorry, I'm mucking around a little bit with my, the cameras and the microphone. Haven't had time to set it up. But anyways, it's. I mean, what can you do? If I'm a Mets fan, you know what? I look for them to tank the season. Why? Get the number one draft pick. I mean, they're not going to overpay this year. If they could trade off Verlander, Scherzer, and a lot of the high paid players outside of Lindor, I think then they'll fall under the cap at that point. I'll look at the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Basically, look at the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays themselves. I mean, let me take a look and see what their payroll is. Honestly, MLB payroll 2023 payroll tracker. Okay, let's go. This sports track. Mets are number one, of course, at 261 or 344 million. The lowest, Oakland Athletics at 60 million, Orioles 67 million, Tampa Bay 76 million, Pittsburgh Pirates 76 million, and they're doing well. And the Cincinnati Reds $93 million. These two teams, or three teams, or four teams actually, are above 500. Under $100 million in their payroll. I mean, honestly, what are you going to say? What are you going to do? I mean, the Padres, the Mets, and the Phillies not doing so well. Dodgers, okay. Angels, Blue Jays are there, of course. And the Braves, well, $200 million, but still almost second best in the league and such. I hate to say this, but it's one of those things where maybe, I don't know what happens with Showalter, but there's an article out there about, from ESPN about Billy Epler not panicking like he's backing Buck Showalter. Honestly, I thought initially my thing was what, maybe Showalter's trying to lose it off so because he's got some disagreement with Epler and he wants to get Epler fired or something like that, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Epler himself has not done really well in the postseason, quite honestly. It's one of those things where, I mean, not postseason, but as far as signings are concerned, I mean, a lot of his signings have not shown up. He hasn't bolstered the team that he should have, the way it should have been bolstered. He's partly to blame a lot for it, as well as the fact that Showalter is not at that point of what can you say, what he normally was as a manager. It's one of those things where he's making some managerial gaffes, which is surprising for a man of this caliber and this man of experience. Unless he's getting some bad advice or he's playing too much into the statistics, or two, the biggest factor. Oh, no, not three. Or three, the biggest factor is maybe age is finally getting to him. I don't know what to say, honestly. So it's hard to determine from there. So I don't know. Like I said, the Mets I know for sure should be. Why is my chat disabled for this live stream? I guess I don't know why. But anyways. If you're sending a chat, sorry, I can't see it. OBS is not letting me see it. It seems like it's disabled for this live stream. I don't know why. Let's see if there's a reason why. I don't know if you can pause it, but in any case, it's something. Ooh, okay, it's something that can't be done. So it is what we take it to be, basically. I hate to say it, but that's what it's going to have to be at that point. I'm trying to check out some stuff for here at the advanced general. So I'm looking at OBS trying to see why my I know people aren't going to chat me. If you are, I can't see your chat. Unfortunately, this thing is not showing it for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe if I disable chat, or turn off chat and then return on chat. Chat. Maybe refreshes itself, I guess. I don't know. In any case, another thing I want to talk about is F1, Formula One, Alpine. It seems like celebrities are getting into the game of investing or being a stakeholder in some of the Formula One teams, basically. Like in this case, I don't want to say they have the golden touch, but it seems like they're doing well. I mean, they've done well with the Wrexham. Rob McElhenney and the what's his name, Ryan Reynolds, the owners of Wrexham Football Club. I mean, honestly, because of that, they've been able to recruit some players, and it looks like they have the potential of going from the 5th tier up to the 4th tier at that point. Eventually, if they can get back into the Premier League, it would be impressive too. And if Reynolds and Rob McElhenney are able to get this team from the 5th tier that they're at to the Premier League, if they got them to the Championship League, impressive. If they get them to the Premier League, unbelievable. If they get them to the Champion Leagues, way impressive too. But in any case, they're getting into the Formula One with taking some part ownership with Michael B. Jordan as well too. Not the Michael Jordan, but Michael B. Jordan, of course, of fame from Creed as well as Black Panther and such, where they're all three taking part ownership or taking a stake into Alpine. Impressive as it is, I don't know if it's going to bring the amount of publicity that they were that the two brought to Wrexham. But if the team does really well, they get some money back at that point as well too, and they can recruit more put it this way, more drivers in that aspect, because some drivers wouldn't go to the team Alpine because of the engine and such. But if it comes back up to the point where Renault comes back to the days of yesteryear, it'll be impressive. But don't be surprised for other celebrities, very rich celebrities, thinking about Tom Cruise. I have a feeling Tom Cruise is going to do something like this, as well as maybe Brad Pitt. I was going to say more of Tom Cruise and George Clooney, those two jumping into this ring as well too, as well as anyways. But yeah, let's not be surprised about them jumping into the Formula One aspect of things. I mean, it's gaining a lot of popularity, and the reason why it was gaining a lot of popularity is because of thanks to Netflix and the series. Oh crikey, I forgot the name of the dang Formula One Race to Survive. No, I forgot what it was. Sorry, I'm gonna have to do a quick lookup. Netflix. Even not for the internet, who knows what it would have been? Where I'd be. Netflix. Formula One. Drive to Survive. That's what it's not. Need to Survive. But anyways, Drive to Survive. It gained that popularity, and I think Amazon's jumping on board as well as Apple. They're trying to jump on board as well too with the soccer league as well. I mean, Hulu or FX is one of the things where with the Wrexham team you gain a lot of popularity there too. So look for I think it all stems from I'm saying a lot stems from HBO's Hard Knocks, where they follow the football team, and others are starting to follow suit because of that popularity. I think everyone's following, and Netflix saw Formula One. There wasn't as much of a following or market for it, so they created it essentially, and now you're seeing all these Formula One races in Las Vegas, in Miami. Why? In the U.S. more than anything else. Why? Because of Netflix. Don't be surprised. I mean, right now it's through Sky Sports, but don't be surprised for Netflix trying to get into the live streaming range area to compete with the Apples, the Hulus, the Amazons at that point as well too. They tried one or two times. The second time they tried kind of failed miserably, but that was more of probably a technical issue. I think they probably ironed it out. But look for them to do more live streaming at that point, honestly, because if they do more live streaming, specifically with sports, because more than anything else, we are live streaming more than for sports more than anything else. Look for them to like jump into Formula One. Someone's going to jump in and try to get Formula One because like the fact that Apple got MLS and they're streaming MLS games, it's going to be, it's not big, but now the fact that, you know, when you have Messi joining Miami International, it's going to be one of those things, or Miami Inter, that people are saying that people, you know, Apple's TV's subscription has gone up, Apple Plus has gone up a little bit. I don't know by how much, but let's see what it is. But at the same time, I'm going to say that you're going to see a lot more celebrities jumping into, and as well as like former athletes jumping into investing in taking stake ownership of these teams, specifically soccer or MLS, as well as, you know, Formula One. Look for Formula E to get a lot of sponsorships and a lot of stake ownerships. I would not be surprised if like some, you know, other like Leonardo DiCaprio type of person, where he might jump into like, hey, he's going to invest into Formula E versus Formula One. Why Formula E? Because it's electronic. It's like at least a little bit more environment more friendly than Formula One. I honestly, I don't know if he's going to do it. I'd be surprised if he did. Because one of the things with Formula E, you still do some massive deconstruction and such, you know, and hurting the environment in ways. But in any case, so that's it's pretty interesting to see that that's happening in that aspect. But like I said, with the fact that the Mets, I mean, honestly, coming back to them, I hate to come back to them. We'll circle around back to it, but basically, it's just I don't know what to do about this, man. Everyone's asking, is Buck Showalter on the hot seat? Will Ohtani be traded? I mean, the Angels are still in it, but like, will Ohtani still be in it or not? I don't know. Honestly, I would be surprised if the Angels do trade him. If they know they can't sign him, then I trade him. You trade him if you can't sign him, honestly. I mean, it would be a massive hit to the Angels organization, but if you can get a lot more people in return, go for it, man. Because like, you know, Otani's going to look for that $500 million mark. He's going to be the first one to hit the $500 million mark. Done. And with that, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been following the Mets as much as, quite honestly, more than anything else. Even though I should have. It kind of sucks that the Mets suck. But as I said, if you saw my videos on my channels in the earlier, I saw my channel on my earlier videos, you would have seen basically I was kind of hesitant about the Mets and the hype that was coming about them basically at this point, honestly, because the thing is like I wasn't too sure if the Mets would do good or not. I mean, today you got Peterson that's pretty much pitching at 8, like he's got an ERA of 8. I don't know. Where do you go with that? Where do you go with that? And the Mets are like pretty much 35 and 43. They're like, and they're home. If I'm a Mets fan, you just go ahead and boo, because like the Phillies are at least a little bit over 500. The Cubs, far worse, roster than the Mets, and they're doing better than the Mets. The Guardians, same thing as well too. I mean, honestly, the only team that's doing far worse than the Mets are the Nationals, of course, and maybe. Well, I don't think the Marlins are doing far bad, actually, because, like, if I remember correctly, I think the Marlins are ahead of the Mets, which, of course, plays into that, of course. Why not? Yeah, the Marlins are doing way better, of course, yeah, as I said. But, it's... Well, I don't know what to say, honestly. This is not the year that I was expecting. And can I wait for the, what's it called? Oh, my machine's like running slow, so I'm sorry if if you're seeing some, I forgot what it's skipping and such, whatever it may be. I don't want to say buffering, but whatever it may be. This is not a good year for them being a Mets fan. I don't know if it's a good year to being a Knicks fan either. Definitely not a good year for the Islanders as well too. We'll see what the draft comes up for the Islanders as well, too, quite honestly, because like I doubt they're going to get anyone that... They're not going to make any trades, unfortunately. Being an Islanders fan, they're not going to make any trades. If they could get any signings in place, that'd be great. Honestly, the draft is the only thing I think they could build off of, but I doubt they're going to get anything after that. I mean, the fact that John Collins was traded to the Jazz from Atlanta, I'm like, come on, man. The Knicks could have traded and gotten him for for literally nothing. I mean, the Jazz got nothing for him basically, and like the Knicks could have gotten nothing for him as well too. He might have helped out in the long term, and it could have helped out in the long term for the Knicks with the future trade picks. I see here also that the Knicks also declined Derrick Rose's $15.6 million team option. So he's going to come back with the Knicks. I probably at a lower valuation, but honestly, he's not going to play. I think he's probably going to. I think Thibodeau's probably going to groom him as a sort of coach more than anything else. I think Tibbs is probably going to groom him because I think he probably feels bad about Rose, the fact that the way he played him and overplayed him, causing those injuries, set him off at that point as well too. Outside of that, I mean, what else can I talk about actually? I mean, I know I'm over 15 minutes, but you know what? I'm kind of in the mood to talk. Well, not in the mood to talk, I mean, but one of the other big things is one of the other big things I was going to say is now. Actually, I was going to just talk about sports anyways, right? Because I did say I was going to talk about sports. A lot of AI stuff, related stuff, which I don't need to talk about, honestly, because AI is being the new hot buzzword and all that stuff. I mean, it is. If you're using it initially, then you would know. So I don't think you would have to worry about that. AstroDB. I don't know what AstroDB is, but that's a different story. Sorry. Let's go to the Times. I mean, I haven't really really saw much or read much news lately. Been really busy. I don't want to really talk about politics. Quite honestly, I mean, there's no need. It's it's pretty much playing out on its own at this point, quite honestly. So I don't really need to talk about that. Sorry, I'm just ranting at this point. This is one of those things where if you follow my channel, you'll know you know that I made a New Year's resolution that always once a week do a live stream talking about whatever subject. There are going to be cases where I'm not going to have anything to talk about, so I might as well just talk randomly about stuff that's in the news. In this case, I was just talking about the Mets, and as well as the fact of the stake ownership of Alpine by Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds and Michael B. Jordan. Not Michael Jordan, but Michael B. Jordan. But don't be surprised if Michael Jordan actually jumps into it as well, too, honestly, because the man loves cars. He's going to jump into it. I could see him jumping into it, quite honestly. I'm saying quite honestly a lot, too. I got to stop saying that stuff. Also, I don't see your chats, unfortunately. I wish I could. If I can, it would be great. Unfortunately, OBS is having issues. I don't know why. But in any case, once it goes from live to just static, I don't know what you call it, actually. But in any case, once it goes static, you're welcome to put comments and leave comments in the comment section. I do respond to them if they warrant a response. And like or dislike. I mean, by that I will know what content I should focus on with my channel. But also at the same time, it gives me the opportunity to. The whole purpose of this whole thing for me basically is to create a platform, not a platform, but create a sort of platform to have an open discussion, sort of like talk radio, but with other people, general random people. We could just talk and discuss general things, whether it be sports, technology, or whatever it may be, and such. Also, I mean, if you like my videos, like my content, like my channel, if you haven't subscribed, I mean, please subscribe if you haven't. The more the merrier, of course. And of course, you'll probably see my videos in your feed. I don't think you need to put them in the what's it called, the notifications part. I don't think you need to be. I don't think they're notify worthy or notifiable worthy, I guess, in ways. But in any case, I don't know what else to talk about actually, because you got LSU. They're doing really well in the college area. Things of the basketball, female basketball, women's basketball, and of course the men's baseball. I wonder if the women's softball team goes well, then you probably see someone going like that at that point as well too. That's another thing. I forgot about that. So we already saw about Daniel Murphy, former Met, now with the Washington Nationals. coming back and trying to play again. Maybe still feel he has some juice. Basically he quit in 2020 because he didn't want to. He was supposedly going to get fired. I mean, he was going to get released. He was going to get released after 2020. His numbers dwindled considerably, but he's coming back. I think he's trying to see if he can make a comeback through the Angels. It seems like, yeah, because like he went and basically played with the Long Island Ducks, and was doing really well in that area. Basically, Long Island Ducks are independent baseball. It's not part of the minor league system. So he thinks he could probably like go through it. That's why he's playing really, going into the Angels minor league system at 38. Maybe seeing what he can do and probably get something out for eke another 1 year, 2 years out of this. It's kind of interesting though, because I don't know how much. He did make some serious money when he went to the Nationals, when the Nationals signed him as a free agent. So I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it's a money issue. I think it's more of a case where like he just needs it out of his system more than anything else. Anyways, but that's a fascinating thing to see at that point as well too. But like I said, with the payrolls, Google it up, you'll see basically the Mets being the number one payroll, and like look where they're at right now, and San Diego being the number two highest payroll at this point as well too. And then it's to be expected as a Mets fan. I would hate to say this, but it's to be expected as a Mets fan. You got the total payroll. Philadelphia Phillies are like only $3 million behind the San Diego Padres. Surprisingly, I thought the New York Yankees would be on the high end list of this. Where are they? How are they at $108 million? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I gotta take a look at this stuff. But yeah, I know the Mets are number one. I thought the Yankees were number two, I guess. But I San Diego Padres number two. But whatever it may be, I'll leave it at that. But anyways, let me know your thoughts again. And with that, I'll leave it at that.